Here we go. Hey, welcome everybody to Aural Fixation. This is episode 12, coming at you the day before Labor Day, aka the day that who knows what's going to happen. I don't know. But we're here. We have some related questions for our guests today. My nugget of trivia for today has to do with Radiohead and the film Romeo and Juliet. There is a song that they did on the soundtrack called Exit Music for a Film. Pretty spot on name. But it's also on OK Computer. And the deal is that they wrote the song, or I guess were asked to write the song specifically for the film, which they did. But Tom York asked for them to leave the song off the soundtrack because he wanted to include it on OK Computer. I guess he wanted exclusive of some sort. But I didn't know that. But I guess that kind of ties it all in together and why it's called what it is, even when it's not on a soundtrack, and it's on one of the best albums of all time, in my humble opinion. So thank you all for coming tonight. Thanks you all for tuning in. Thanks all for playing it back if you're not watching live. Thanks for listening to the podcast version, if that's what you like to do. So this is the part of the show where I bring on our host, Dusty Kratz, and he surprises me with something. So Dusty Kratz, let's see what you got for me this week, buddy.
Hey, Dave.
Hi. Did I build up a whole bunch of stuff for nothing?
Well, just with tomorrow, I feel like no one else needs more surprises. Tomorrow will, in and of itself, be enough surprise and shock and awe and dismay and dismemberment that I think I'm just going to leave it to tomorrow. Right
on. Should we wrap up what happened last time on the show?
I think we should just wrap up the show.
You just want to call it here?
Yeah, and new feature alert. Let's bring on WJ and Josh to help us wrap up last week.
So last week, of course, Dusty comes on not only in costume but in character.
I mean, as Alf, multiple characters.
Who knows? Maybe it wasn't me.
My favorite thing.
I have a question for you. What planet is Alf from?
Melmac.
Okay, cool. I don't know if that was mentioned in the other episode.
I mean, if this needs to turn into an Alf trivia show, I think we got it under lock and key.
There's plenty. There's so many little tidbits to take from that show.
You know how that show ended? That show ended with him being captured by the U.S. government.
It ended?
Well, wasn't the thought that they were going to... Oh, my God. We've gone way off the rails already. Wasn't it they were going to spin it off into something else, and it was going to be like him on his planet? Or I think there was like a thought that they were going to continue it doing something else.
I don't know.
Let's ask Jason Hatch whenever he joins. I'm sure.
How about that show last week?
But we had
that show last week. We had a tree. We had a lady out of the shower. Ari just rips through the first.
Look at Ari's score right now, 1,600. I thought she was going to sweep through.
Yeah,
she was answering like 80% of the questions for the first few rounds correctly.
I lost a lot of money in Vegas on that one.
And Matthew always had the eye and the lighting. Very well done. And
Drew,
Matthew and Jason both at the end it was like a heavyweight title fight where they're just constantly slugging with everything they had left to like try to get the points up there, and they pulled it out. It was a great last round, and Jason prevailed, and we'll see.
He scored.
I'll tell you, I enjoyed the earpiece. Loss of earpiece falling out during the costume change was one of my favorite moments.
I didn't know you guys could hear it until I went back and watched the episode.
That's why it was great.
That's embarrassing.
The mad scramble off camera, like what the hell is this guy doing?
What's it going to be this week?
No.
Time will tell.
All right, well, good luck, guys. Have a great show.
Yeah. Enjoy the show, everyone.
Peace.
Well, Dusty?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'd like to get out of here so we can get on with it.
Let's do it, man. Thank you for your service. We'll see you in a little bit. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Aural Fixation, episode 12, as Dave already introduced. This is our mostly election special where most of these rounds, oh, hey, Jason. Bye, Jason. Most of these rounds will have a little something to do with the election and, hopefully set your mind at ease as we head into tomorrow. But first, before diving in, I'd love to introduce this week's contestants. First, we have our returning champ, Mr. Jason Hatch, who is a musician, videographer, family man who just finally got a haircut, lost 40 pounds of hair. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Had an itchy trigger finger. Sorry.
That's all right. Hey, you know what? Yeah. You shoot music. You're always at the ready. You were ready.
Exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of, we've worked together on quite a few projects over the course of the year.
Few.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite music moment that happened in front of your lens?
What if it's not a music moment? Is that okay? What if it's the time I shot a wrestling show on a boat? Because that's my favorite. Who's done that? Nobody's done that.
That's true. That's true.
There was music involved also, but shooting ringside wrestling on a boat was my favorite thing, probably.
Fair enough.
Cage the Elephant in the Rain is probably one of my favorite music moments. Cage the Elephant in the Rain at Shaky Knees was amazing.
That was basically Saving Private Ryan as a live music shoot.
It was amazing. There was fire and water. It was crazy.
Everything. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us. Good luck defending the title, my man. And our second contestant is Mr. Obi Ariguzo, and he works on sets with the VFX departments on TV shows like Westworld and The Orville and The Walking Dead. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? Good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. It's been a hot minute. You were in LA. You're back in Austin, Texas now, yeah?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Finally made it back right before quarantine happened. So hey, I'm glad I got to get out of Cali for a minute and kind of come back closer to where all my peeps are at. Yeah. So,
what kind of work did you do with the VFX departments on these shows?
So before, I started off with visual effects doing data wrangling, which is pretty much for visual effects. I was equivalently like the script supervisor for our department. So I would keep track of which lenses we were using for on which blue screen or exactly what effect goes on what scene and things like that. And now I'm a visual effects coordinator. So pretty much I keep track of all of our shots when they're out at different effects houses and just kind of catalog everything and make sure, just kind of keeping the status of where everything is at.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I like it a lot.
Your teams as a whole are quite celebrated at this point. Yeah. You've won a couple of awards.
I think, yeah. Well, I was there this season when Westworld won, for their visual effects efforts on season 1, and then Orville won the following year too. So
that's
I just happened to be right?
Cool.
So I happened to be on the right shows at the right time, just kind of watching or congratulating them after the fact, hey, you are doing a good job. So hopefully keep your fingers crossed that I bring the same good luck to the Walking Dead universe.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they will be welcoming of your talents. So thank you for joining us, sir.
Yeah.
Our third contestant is Mr. Bryan Rolli. He is an Austin-based musician and music journalist for Forbes, Billboard, and Paste, who specializes in pop, hip hop, and metal. What's up, man? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Yeah. I'm here trucking through, ready, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Love it.
I like the shirt, no matter what.
Oh, right. Thank you.
What's the rest of it?
I got it at the punk rock flea market in Philadelphia. It's a local artist. We gotta keep eating the rich. We gotta stay hungry.
I like it. What's your favorite album you've reviewed as of late? Any genre?
Oh,
what you
wow.
listening to?
I didn't actually review this one. I haven't been doing a whole lot of reviews lately, more analysis and interviews and some features. But my favorite album to come out in the last few weeks, I'd say, is Kurt Baker's After Party. It's just like a stellar power pop album. Big Elvis Costello meets Green Day kind of influences.
Nice.
Yeah, real kind of intentionally cheesy, over the top music videos. Great stuff.
Very cool. Well, I will definitely check it out. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. And last but absolutely not least, thank you for being patiently waiting in the wings. Our final contestant is Mr. Jason Treviño, a musician, a filmmaker based in San Antonio, Texas, that has created works that most of you probably haven't heard about.
Yeah, probably not, but I like them.
Hey, you know what? That's all that matters. And
yeah,
those are your words, not mine.
Yeah.
I cannot vouch for your listening and or viewership, but I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, and actually, our buddy Dave and I played in a Rivers Cuomo, a Weezer cover band, and we performed Pinkerton, which was a nice highlight of the past few years. So
very nice. Yeah. And Josh and WJ from the show are also.
Yep. And those guys. Those guys are pretty good too.
and those guys. What are you working on right now that's of note? Anything good?
Gosh, I don't know. I started writing some new tunes. I'm just knee deep in my sketchbook, doing drawings and comics and weird stuff that I've never done before in my life because I'm in quarantine and have decided not to make movies, not to risk any sort of live music thing. So I'm doing a lot of like Instagram, like music video, like live performances and just stuff like that I can do at home. And I'm writing, some new tunes and stuff like that,
Very
staying
cool.
indoors.
Yeah. Safety first. Cool. Well, does everybody have their signs? Can I see your signs? Pop them up for me. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Well, that wraps up our contestants. And if everyone's ready, let the games begin. All right. For those of you playing with us and for the millions watching at home, here's a refresher of how the game works. We have 4 contestants, 5 rounds, 10 questions per round, unless you get lucky and you get a little bonus. And each round increases in scores and also increases in stakes because sometimes you can lose a few points along the way. And at the end, we're just playing for bragging rights and a better tomorrow, trying to save the children. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to round 1. As always here on Aural Fixation, round 1 is general music trivia entitled Cold Hard Facts. These are indisputable, cross-genre questions here. 100 points for every correct answer, 50 subtracted for every wrong answer. Let's get to the point here. Question number 1. Known for his guest stint on The Sopranos and his trademark bandanas, this guitarist is Bruce Springsteen's right-hand man. Brian.
Stevie Van Zandt.
Steven Van Zandt is correct. And I have to say, not to derail the show already, when I first read the question, I read, and his trademark bananas. Not only does that make the question hard to answer, but quite hilarious to read afterwards. I'll make you a banana pudding you can't refuse. Anyway, question number 2. Barely cracking the top 100 in the US after its 1977 release, what funky dance song became a signature song for the Talking Heads? Jason, T.
Psycho Killer.
Psycho Killer is correct, sir. Well done. Well done.
I almost said Take Me to the River. I don't know. I was thinking Al Green for a moment, but I'm glad I pulled that one off.
That would have been super wrong, so I'm glad you didn't.
Super wrong.
100 points, sir. Well done. And just to clarify for those of you playing at home, we're going to call Jason Hatch, Jason Treviño, Jason, just to delineate. Moving on. Question 3. Which Seattle band played their final show in Munich, Germany in 1994? Oh, what was that? All right, I'm going to go Hatch by a hair is what I'm told.
Nirvana?
Nirvana, exclamation point, not question, is correct.
Nirvana!
I knew that.
Yes. And remember, if you're going for it, get those elbows greased. Signs up real quick so I know it's you. All right, moving on. Question number 4. What does the music genre R&B stand for? Ooh, Jason T.
Rhythm and blues.
Rhythm and blues is correct. Question 5. Name the 2 albums and artists Danger Mouse mashed up to create the Gray Album. Hatch.
Jay-Z's The Black Album and the Beatles' The White Album.
That is correct, sir. Well done. 100 points. And a little bit of a lead. Obi, this one's for you, buddy. Getting on the board. I feel it. Question number 6. What inescapable children's song by Pink Fong hit the Billboard Hot 100 in 2019? Hatch.
Baby shark.
Gosh, I need that too.
Of course, it goes to the guy with the kid. Yep. Inescapable indeed, and another 100 points. Yeah. Question 7. For double points, name the 2 members of Flight of the Conchords. Double points for their full names. Oh, no takers? Nobody wants to roll those dice a little bit?
Do you get negative points?
You do if you're wrong. If you only know their last names, you get 100, Dave, or 50? 100. 100 for the last names, 200 if you get first and last. Nah, get that phone out of there. What are you doing? There's no cheating. Yeah.
No, I'm not cheating. I was trying to mute a phone call.
Tell your ladies to stop texting you, Obi. You give me an hour. Well, it's Jermaine Clement and Brett McKenzie. Those are the answers.
I really thought it was just 2 guys named Ben, honestly.
Ben squared would have been very wrong. Here we go. 3 more questions in this round. Surely all of you can get this one. If you are listening to a 7-inch vinyl record, at what speed would it usually be played? Jason T.
45 RPM.
45 random parts per millisecond is correct. Question 9. What legendary bluesman sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads? Jason T.
Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson is correct. And popping on up there, bud. Hatch, getting a little spicy. Question 10. Which wife of a politician was mostly responsible for adding warning labels to music? Obi.
Tripper Trump? I mean, it's not Tripper.
Wow.
That's Al Gore's wife. Tripper Gore?
You know what? I think it was a Freudian slip. I'm going to give it to you.
Why did I say Trump? I mean, Gore's wife, yeah.
Because it's just right on the tip of the tongue. I'm going to give it to you. Tipper Gore.
Right on the tip of the tongue.
Yeah.
The tip of the tongue. Man, thank you, Hatch. Missed opportunity there. I've heard -10 for that one, Jason Hatch. So,
all right.
That brings us to the end of round 1 with Hatch at 400, Jason T at 300, Obi and Bryan tied at 100. Plenty of points left, plenty of time left. But before we move on, Hatch, do you have any music trivia for this week?
I do. I have a fun one. So Blake Sennett, who's the guitar player for Rilo Kiley, is also known as Blake. I'm going to make sure I get it right. Blake Soper, who you might know as Joey the Rat on Boy Meets World, Corey's bully.
What?
Who went on to become a really awesome indie musician. And he was also on Salute Your Shorts.
I'm really curious. Did Jenny Lewis, I wonder if they met via like the television thing and then started a band?
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. But I was a big Boy Meets World fan, and then put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, very cool. Good to know. Well, without further ado, that brings us into round 2. All right, we promised a mostly election special, and this is where we get mostly election-y-ish something. The title of this round is called Rock Your Body Politic. Rock Your Body Politic. Maybe I was supposed to sing that. I don't know. We try not to get political on the show, but tomorrow's election is historic and all of the rules are out the window. So we're going political on this. 200 points for every right answer, -100 for every incorrect answer. Here is question number 1. This 1982 dance punk hit was the first song broadcasted by Armed Forces Radio in Operation Desert Storm. Surely, Sharif did not like it. Jason T.
Rock the Casbah.
Rock the Casbah is correct. Jason Hatch was like immediately like, oh yeah. Uh-huh. Well done, sir. 200 points to you. And question 2. And Jason T is pulling the lead a little bit, just a little bit. Plenty of time. Songwriter John Fogerty described his CCR song as, it's the old saying about rich men making war and poor men having to fight them. Bryan.
Fortunate Son.
Fortunate Son is correct, sir. 200 points. Yeah, get those signs up quick. Question number 3. This band was kicked off an episode of SNL after performing Bulls on Parade. Hatch.
Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine is correct, sir. 200 points. Question 4. Days before the 2003 invasion of Iraq, this group nearly destroyed their career by telling their fans they were ashamed. Obi.
Dixie Chicks.
Dixie Chicks, a.k.a. The Chicks now, is correct, sir. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Question number 5. During a benefit for Hurricane Katrina victims, this rapper went off script saying George Bush. Obi again.
Kanye West.
Kanye West is correct, sir. 400 points in a row. And moving on to question 6. Inspired by a police brutality incident, Marvin Gaye released this 1971 soul song, which reached number 2 on the Hot 100. Jason T.
What's going on?
What is going on? And that is correct, sir, for 200 points. Here we go. Question number 7. Public Enemy's 1989 track about abuse of police authority. Obi.
Fight the Power.
Fight the Power is correct. Those guys still got it, by the way.
Yeah.
Saw them a couple times
Yeah.
on the run through.
Wait, did we watch them together? Me and you at Fun Fest?
Yes. Man.
Yeah.
I
Good
met
recall. Good
I met
recall.
Flav while we were wrapping up that Vegas gig last year. He wasn't on the gig; he was just there, and I
Just
got a
hanging
picture
out.
with him. Yeah,
Snoop Dogg and Iggy Azalea at the Mandalay Bay Beach.
Snoop Dogg's weird DJ set.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about that.
There was
We don't want to ruin our chances. I don't want to ruin your chances of getting Snoop Dogg on the show. So
it was artistic. We'll leave it at that. Everybody's getting points in this round. Moving on. Question number 8. The song Land of the Free is a plea for gun control after the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting from his hometown band. Bryan.
The Killers.
The Killers is correct, sir. Well done. 200 points. 2 more questions in this round. Geezer Butler wrote this 1970 anti-Vietnam. Bryan.
War Pigs.
War Pigs is correct. Called by some as the greatest heavy metal song of all time.
It's up there.
It's up there. I don't know if it's the greatest, but it is a greatest, right? What's yours? Greatest heavy metal song of all time?
Gosh, I mean, I think if somebody wanted a primer, what is heavy metal and had never, known anything about it, I'd probably have to give them War Pigs and also Master of Puppets, the 1-2 punch. But I mean, Sabbath came first. They paved the way. So precedence has to be given, I think.
No prong, snap your fingers, snap your neck.
Close third.
And now prong won't be on the show. That's okay. Anyway, thank you for the insight, sir. Last question in this round. This experimental composer released a fully instrumental album with a parental guidance explicit lyric sticker to defy the PMRC and Tipper Gore. Obi's buddy. I'll reread it one more time because it's a long one. This experimental composer released a fully instrumental album, hence the irony, with a parental guidance explicit lyric sticker to defy the PMRC and Tipper Gore. It's the last one in this round, so it's not supposed to be easy. Anybody? Thoughts? No? And we're out of time on that one. Dave, hit it. Love that. Frank Zappa.
Oh,
Frank Zappa. Yeah. I wouldn't have known that either.
That one.
That's all right. It was an exciting round. We have Obi, Bryan, and Jason T all at 700 points, which is probably a first. Jason at 600, just a stone's throw away, my man. And before we move out of this round, Obi, Do you have any music trivia for us?
Off the top of my head,
Anything interesting? Anything that you like to know and show off to your friends?
Did you know that Jay-Z wrote Dr. Dre's song "Forgot About Dre"?
What?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
he did. I think Snoop just revealed that on a podcast recently that he wrote both Dr. Dre and Snoop's verse on that song. But yeah, I didn't know that Jay-Z was because that's such a California, West Coast sounding song that he was a ghostwriter. He's never brought that up before, and then he just kind of kept it to himself. But also, I guess they've written for other rappers too. So it makes me wonder what song did Snoop and Dre write for other people that nobody knows about too. So
yeah, interesting. You say he never talked about it, but he definitely drove it, flew it.
Yeah, he did.
He enjoyed it. Well, thank you, sir. That was very interesting. And if you are watching, you may not be. Maybe you're watching it later, but hit that subscribe button. And also, before we move on, donate to these guys. Save Our Stages, Neva, #Save Our Stages. There are thousands of independent music venues across the country that are on the verge of literally shutting down forever. They don't have these giant conglomerates just floating them until COVID goes away. So check it out. #Save Our Stages. Give some money if you can. If you can't, maybe just buy merch from your favorite local venue or buy merch from your favorite band that can't tour right now. Support each other, help each other out. And that brings us to round 3. Round 3 is entitled Not Just No, but Hell No. These next 10 artists have all denied usage of their music for political purposes at the small hands of Trump. 300 points for every correct answer. And that one just flopped like crazy. Minus 150 for every incorrect answer. I think everyone's just, worried about laughing. It's fine. No one's going to try to run you off the road online. Here we go with question number 1. There's 10 questions. All of them told Trump they can't use their music. The whole round is about, never mind. Question 1. The singer of this band was quoted as saying, "Do not use our music or my voice for your moronic charade of a campaign," when they used "It's the End of the World as We Know It." Jason T.
REM?
REM is correct, sir. Question 2. Used as backing music over his official presidential campaign announcement in 2015, this artist took umbrage with their use of "Keep on Rockin' in the Free World." Ooh. I think we have Bryan and Jason T tied. And on Aural Fixation, we don't just have a tiebreaker. We have a noise breaker. If you haven't watched the show before, let me explain. Whenever I'm talking, I have a little golden box around me, right? Bryan, can you say something to the lovely folks at home?
Can I? Check. 1, 2.
Now you have the golden box. So you guys have 10 seconds on the clock. Both of you make as much noise as you can. Whoever has the golden box at the end of the 10 seconds gets to answer the question. Easy enough?
Okay.
All right. 10 seconds on the clock, please. Dave, Josh, WJ. And here it comes. 10 seconds and go.
Keep on rocking.
Jason Treviño.
Okay.
Wow.
I couldn't get control of that thing. I was trying, and then
you had it.
I had to. Yeah. After a while, when I started speaking in tongues or something.
I gotta get me a condenser mic.
That's what it said. Okay, Jason.
What was the question again? I don't remember. Keep on rocking in the free world? Is that it? Neil Young.
Neil Young is correct, and the excitement has risen from the depths. Well done.
I'm awake now.
Woo, yeah, exactly. Wake up. And a little more incentive to get that sign as quick as possible. Jason T pulling ahead a bit with 1,300 points, moving to question number 3. Dee Snider originally allowed Trump to use this band's song. Jason T.
Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister is correct. They are not going to take it when it comes to people using their songs without asking first. Question number 4. This artist declared, "Don't vote for him. I am English, but what happens in America affects me too," after the Trump campaign used the songs Skyfall and Rolling in the Deep. Bryan.
Adele.
Adele is correct. Very well done. 300 points. Question 5. It's well documented that Donald Trump is fascinated with this artist who denied usage of Rocket Man and Tiny Dancer. Ooh, Bryan by a fraction of a second.
Elton John.
Elton John is correct. Woo. Getting close. Question 6. This band demanded twice that Trump cease all use of their songs, including the song he blasted when he clinched the Republican nomination, "Start Me Up." Bryan.
The Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones is correct, and that ties you with Jason T for the lead at this point. 4 more questions in this round. Question 7. The surviving members of this group condemned the repeated usage of their beloved jam "We Are the Champions" during Trump's stage appearance. Bryan again.
Queen.
Queen is correct. Moving on, 3 more questions. The estate of this opera singer was irked when Trump heavily featured his aria "Nessun Dorma" as a soundtrack. Jason T.
Pavarotti.
Yes, sir. Luciano Pavarotti is correct, sir. 300 points. Number 9. To the dismay of this lead singer, Donald Trump would air drum during the instrumental parts of Aerosmith's "Dream On" when played at rallies. Bryan.
Just the singer?
Yes, sir.
Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler is correct. And of all the songs to pick to air drum to,
That makes
Dream On's not like my
there
first.
aren't drums
10.
for the first minute of the song. That's bonkers.
That's a great point. Last question in this round. In 2019, Ozzy Osbourne condemned the usage of this song in an off-the-rails video. Trump tweeted, "Obi,
Crazy Train?
Crazy Train" is correct. Wrapping up with 300 points. Well done, sir. And taking a look here, Bryan in the lead for the first time at the end of a round, 2,200 points. Jason T at 1,900. Obi at 1,000. Hatch at 600. I feel like plenty of points. Nothing to worry about. Yeah. Before we move on, though, Bryan, do you have any knowledge bombs to drop on this group?
I do. Yeah, this one's a little bit nerdy, a little granular, but a big part of my work at Forbes is kind of covering the Billboard charts, different milestones that occur. And per my 80s metal background, Skid Row's "Slave to the Grind" was the first heavy metal album to debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200 in the Nielsen SoundScan era in 1991. And I think it was the second album to ever do that, the first being Elton John's "Captain Fantastic" and "The Brown Dirt Cowboy" in 1975.
Wow.
Yeah.
Skid Row.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Most relegated to a bit of a footnote in hard rock history, but I'll always ride for Skid Row. One of my favorites.
I love it. Well, thank you, sir. And that rounds us out into round 4. So this round is called Charting on Election Day because these songs charted on Election Day. Right? Looking back at Election Day in years past, this music was on top of the charts the week it all went down. 400 points for every right answer, 200 subtracted for every incorrect answer. Let's get it on with question number 1. This legendary girl group appeared at number 1 on the charts in November 1964 and 1968 with the songs "Baby Love" and "Love Child." Hatch.
The Supremes.
The Supremes is correct. Think about that, Bryan, as far as numbers. The same act had a single at number 1 on Election Day 4 years apart.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's some happenstance right there. Yeah. All right, question number 2. This featured singer on the Chainsmokers' Closer had the top track on election day. Brian.
Halsey.
Halsey is correct for 400 points. Question number 3. Recently freed from his stint with The Faces, this artist had a #1 with a mid-tempo ballad. Jason T.
Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart is correct. Well done. 400 points to you. Question 4. The week of election day 1984, this artist held the top slot with this dancey post-disco track, Caribbean Queen. Jason T.
Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean is correct. Well done. I never dug into Billy Ocean's catalog. However, I hope they all have something to do with water, islands. Billy Ocean.
They just get out of my car and into my dreams, or one of those.
Oh,
like that.
yeah. That's a
Classic.
That's a good jam. Yeah. Thank you for
Good
that.
jam.
I'm going to put that on in the morning. 400 points. Question 5. The theme from the film Cocktail, this Beach Boys' late career hit song, Jason T.
Kokomo.
Hey down in Kokomo. Yeah. You know, as a third grader, for some reason, I was obsessed with that soundtrack. It's very weird.
There's nothing in that movie for a third grader.
No, not at all. It's very inappropriate.
Does he living a weird life?
To be fair, to this day, I've never seen the entire film. It had Beach Boys, and I liked the Beach Boys. So.
Isn't like the whole.
Did you slide into your living room on your socks?
I'd even say Risky Business is more third grader appropriate than Cocktail.
I'm going to A-B him when Lexi gets in the third grade. I'm like, which one of these seems more appropriate?
Maybe not appropriate, but as a third grader, I would have been maybe kind of into Risky Business, but I would not have cared about Cocktail.
I think it was the flair, like throwing the.
Yeah, I guess that part. Yeah.
You had the smooth soundtrack. I don't know. Now I need to go back and listen to the whole thing. Like, why?
Dusty's in the cafeteria with his milk cartons, just apple juices, just
you want chocolate?
Mixing,
you want strawberry?
Mixing all the best stuff in the cafeteria.
They banned.
Good times.
On that note, let me drink my Capri Sun.
I love it.
Is this show sponsored by Capri Sun? Did no one
it
tell
is
me?
Now. Wow. What are we doing again? Oh yeah, game show. Question 6. This quartet held the #1 slot with their prom closing song, "End of the Road," on the day Bill Clinton was elected president. Hatch.
Boys to Men.
ABC, BBD. That correct. Correct answer. 400 points to you, sir. Question 7. Blackstreet had the top slot on election day. Obi.
No diggity.
No diggity is correct.
No doubt.
And maybe if on election day 1996, the advice of you got to bag it up was taken into account, we could have avoided some things. Anyway.
Yeah. I get it.
I digress. I digress. We need a laugh track, Dave. Can we do that next week?
Just Dave laugh out loud.
Just Dave. He could be like my Andy Richter. I thought that was I couldn't tell. Anyway, it is a laugh track. Great. That makes me feel better. Question 8. For the November 2000 presidential election, Creed topped the charts with this first and only #1 song. Obi, sing it.
With arms wide open.
Yeah.
Out come the sunrise. I don't
like how everybody probably knew that, but we didn't want to admit we knew that.
Nobody wanted to admit they listened to Creed.
Sometimes you got to go for the points, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. 400 points to you, sir. Well done. Moving on to question number 9. In November 2004, these two artists held the #1 slot with My Boo. Obi.
Nelly and Kelly Rowland? No, that's not it. Never mind. Damn it. My Boo is Alicia Keys. It's Alicia Keys and
This is my impression of Dusty right now.
Yeah.
Nelly. Dusty froze. I thought he was so stunned by my answer.
He was so disappointed.
I thought he was so disappointed in me.
Incorrect. Josh, was anyone else up? Was nobody else in line to answer that one?
It was Usher and Alicia Keys.
It is, but you answered incorrectly first.
I know, I answered
for no points, you get it right. Question 10. One More Night was number 1 on Election Day 2012, a track by this quartet. Quintet. I can't read. One More Night was number 1 on Election Day 2012, a track by this quintet. Nobody wants to answer this one, Alf. The answer is Maroon 5.
Oof.
Oh.
Big
I'm glad I
oofs.
didn't know that one.
Man, that was fun. Now I've got to like rearrange my screens.
Dusty, when your screen locked up, it looked like this.
It looked like you were disappointed in me for answering such a stupid question.
No judgment here ever. I apologize. Let me just get these here. And just to recap here, looking at the scores, we have Jason T 3,100, Bryan 2,600, Hatch at 1,400, Obi at 1,600. It's a pretty good game.
That's all right.
Jason Treviño, do you have some trivia for us before we move into our final round?
You know, I totally forgot about the whole trivia thing. Although, since you're talking about Kokomo and Beach Boys and that classic hit, Adam Green from the Moldy Peaches put out a tremendous version of Kokomo, which I highly recommend. So it's one of my favorite covers. I mean, if you like Adam Green from the Moldy Peaches, he's not everybody's thing, but I love it. And I love covers, and that's one of my favorites.
I feel like it's a must check out. I feel like just having the gumption to cover Kokomo is warranting checking that out.
Yeah,
Is it better than the original?
I love it. I mean, if Adam Green he just sounds like he's in a perpetual state of I don't know, drugged induced, like straight. If you can imagine him singing the Beach Boys, Kokomo, yeah, it's.
What's your favorite cover of all time, Jason T?
My favorite cover of all time. Oh, yeah. This is rough. This is so rough. You know, one of my favorite songs of all time is What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding, which everybody knows is an Elvis Costello song. However, it's a cover. Nick Lowe covered that song, and it was already a hit like in the 70s with his band Brinsley Schwartz. And also another piece of interesting trivia. If you guys know who Nick Lowe is, who's Elvis Costello's producer and an amazing, one of my favorite songwriters.
Me too.
He made, and this was actually something I was thinking of in the show earlier, but I was like, man, nobody's going to get any of this reference. But if you know who Nick Lowe is, he made a couple of fan records for the Bay City Rollers back in the early 70s. And I think they're collector's items, I'm sure, but little 7 inches that were of Bay City Rollers, like fan music. So you can go on YouTube. There's a song called Bay City Rollers, I Love You. And it's actually Nick Lowe. I forgot the name of the band that they're going under, but it's Nick Lowe. And then Nick Lowe's first album has this song called The Roller Show, which was like the second Bay City Rollers fan single that he released, but he actually re-recorded that under his name. It's an amazing song. But I love the Bay City Rollers, really cheesy Scottish pop, teen pop from the 60s or 70s, stuff like that. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I definitely love Nick Lowe and am constantly blown away by the things that he's been involved in over the years that have become things. And he's just like the puppet master in the background. It's impressive. He's one of those guys.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing. And that brings us into our final round, all together as one big happy family, into round 5. So round 5 was suggested by our good friend, Mr. Jonathan Burke, and is called Songs. Bond songs.
Hey.
A tribute in honor of the passing of Sir Sean Connery. We're going to present you 10 questions all about music that appeared in the Bond films, saluting the original Bond. So with that, 500 questions, 500 points.
There we go.
Oh, buckle up, folks. You don't have to pee. 500 points for every correct answer, 250 subtracted for every wrong answer. And as a reminder, only the top 2 will move on to the final round. Here we go. Question 1. No Time to Die is the forthcoming and delayed addition to the James Bond film series, but it's already released a song, and it was #1 hit for this young singer. Brian.
Billie Eilish.
Brian with the very slow, confident raise there, and Billie Eilish is correct. Well done. 500 points to you. Question 2. Adele sang the eponymous song to this Daniel Craig. Ooh. Hatched by a Hair.
Skyfall.
Skyfall is correct. Well done. Well done. Number 3. A favorite among James Bond fans, this second-generation singer provided the theme song for 1967's You Only Live Twice. Ooh. Hatch, going
Nancy
for it.
Sinatra.
Nancy Sinatra is correct. Those boots were made for walking on up. I love it. Well done, sir.
Nice.
500 points. Question number 4. Paul McCartney and Wings provided Brian.
Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die. And for just for good times, GNR covered it for what soundtrack?
For what soundtrack? Oh, gosh.
We'll wait.
Terminator 2?
Terminator 2 is correct.
Really?
Wasn't that
Nice.
You Could Be Mine that was on the Terminator soundtrack, or was it both?
It was both. It was
Wow.
both. Yeah.
Fun fact, Paul McCartney's, according to Paul McCartney, his kids when they were teenagers went to see Guns N' Roses live. When they came home, he asked what their favorite song was of the night, and they said Live and Let Die. And he told them, I wrote that song, and they said, sure you did, Dad. And they didn't believe it.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's about right. Sounds about right. Well, thank you for sharing, sir, and well done. Question number 5. 1995's GoldenEye was sung by this legendary 12-time Grammy Award-winning artist, Hatch.
Tina Turner.
Damn it. I was waiting for that one too. That's by far my favorite Bond.
That's great.
It is a good one, for sure. And a fun game on the 64.
Best N64 game of all time.
Yep. Here we go. Question 6. You Know My Name was the theme song of Daniel Craig's Casino Royale. It was performed by this former Soundgarden and Audioslave singer. Brian.
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell is correct, sir. Well done. 500 points. Question 7. The theme from Thunderball was sung by this unusual Welsh crooner in 1965. This unusual Welsh crooner, Brian.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones is correct. Keywords there. 500 points. And Brian pulling away a little bit. With a little bit of a battle with everyone else right now. Plenty of things could happen for second place. Here we go. 3 more questions in this round. 2008's Another Way to Die was performed by these 2 singers. Hold on. Name both for double points. No points for one name. Obi.
Jack White and Alicia Keys.
Yeah, there you go, sir. Well done.
Yeah.
Double points. 1,000 to Obi. Boom. 2,600 points. Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. 2 more in this round. No more double points though. So,
you sure that last one was not like winner take all?
Game's over, folks.
I'm gonna have to ask my producers. No, I'm sorry. We tried. 2 more in this round. Katie Lang, Pulp, and the Cardigans were tapped for the title song to 1997's "Tomorrow Never Dies," but this American singer was strong enough to get the gig. See what you did there. Think it through. We've got all the time in the world. Not really, because it's a short show.
Repeat it again?
Yeah, one more time. Katie Lang, Pulp, and the Cardigans were tapped for the title song to 1997's "Tomorrow Never Dies," but this American singer was strong enough to get the gig. Three, 2, 1. Hatch.
Share?
No. It was a good attempt. For no points.
Late game.
For no points. All she wanted to do was have some fun, guys.
Oh, son of a.
Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow is the answer on that one.
Share.
I thought it was coming out of your mouth, Jason.
Hey, you were on the right track a little bit.
You were 2/3 of the way there.
He sang into my face last year.
That's right. She sure did. All right. Final question in this round. Question 10. This American-Scottish alternative rock band provided the theme Hatch.
Garbage.
There you go with the makeup points. Well done. And you just got yourself into second place. Wow.
Right.
Wow. Well done. So Bryan and Jason will be moving on to our final round.
I need a notebook.
Our Hatch. Jason Treviño and Obi, don't leave, but we are going to ask you to turn your cameras off. Excellent game, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Turn your cameras off. Stick around. We'll bring you back at the end, and we're going to move on here to the final round.
Wait, should my camera be off?
No, Bryan, come on back.
I'm back. All right.
We're missing someone.
Hatch, I meant to tell you earlier. You're the one who met Flava Flav out in Vegas.
Yeah.
I have met Flav at 2 separate Las Vegas bowling alleys.
He's just around, I guess. That's awesome. He was super nice.
Punk rock bowling.
I wish. It wasn't even like a strip casino. It was like in a suburb, like out in Henderson. He was just hanging out.
The guy gets around. Maybe there's like doppelganger Flava Flav.
Yeah. He's got an
army of
army. He's like, I gotta be everywhere, man. All right.
It's like, I don't know. I was gonna make a Baskin Robbins joke. 52
There's
flavors.
31 flavors.
31 flavors, whatever it is. Yeah, I couldn't think of the number.
That's good. I like it.
we got it as a team. It was good.
Yeah. This is our final round entitled Fact and Forth. 1,000 points for every correct answer. We're going to start with the underdog, who would be Jason by a hair. We're going to go back and forth naming answers without duplication. If you are wrong, you're out. If whoever is still behind is still going, they can keep going until they're out. So they can keep adding up points. Yeah. Well, if they win or if they're out. Right.
Oh, so someone just keeps going until they get one wrong?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, we don't need pen and paper. We're just going to take our turns saying it. And what do we put time on the clock or no? No time on the clock, but we're going to be, moving along. You can't sit there and Google it. Here it is. Here's your prompt. And we're going to start with Jason. Name Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Jason first.
Bruce Springsteen.
Checking. Yes, 1999. Bryan.
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin's correct. 1995. Back to Jason.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd was 96. That's correct. Bryan.
The Beatles.
1988. That is correct. Jason.
Bob Dylan.
88 as well. Same year. Well done. Bryan.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry was the first person inducted to the Hall of Fame. Yep. Jason.
Muddy Waters.
Ooh. Yep. 1987. Bryan.
Guns N' Roses.
Checking. 2012. Correct, sir. Hatch.
Public Enemy.
I'm fairly certain that's correct. 2013. Yep. Bryan.
Van Halen.
2007. Van Halen. Not Van Hagar. No, I'm just kidding. Jason.
Leonard Skinner.
Seems like it would happen. 2006. That's correct. Bryan.
The Rolling Stones.
That is correct, sir. 1989. Jason.
The Eagles.
1998. Bryan.
Steely Dan.
Ooh, Steely Dan. 2001. Correct, sir. Jason.
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac is correct. 98. Bryan.
The Who.
Gotta be, right? 1990. Jason.
Supertramp.
Incorrect, sir. Game over. It was an excellent try. And man, how many did we go through? That was quite a few.
I feel like that was going to go forever.
That was 8 apiece.
Supertramp.
Bryan pulling it away with 12,600. That may be the highest points to date. Is that correct, guys?
Wow.
Close.
That was a generous final round, but
well, yeah. But well done. An excellent battle. And if we could bring all of our other contestants on, Jason and Obi, and while they're coming on, please hit subscribe. Hope you had a good time. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I had a blast. I hope you did as well. And Bryan, Bryan, you got to come back next week.
All right.
Use those bragging rights. I didn't use my bragging rights. I regret it. Use your bragging rights.
We'll be back next week. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.